When did humans first start cooking their food? The answer stretches back further than most people expect. Evidence from sites like Wonderwork Cave in South Africa and Gesher Banat Yaakov in Israel suggests that some populations of early humans were controlling fire, at least occasionally, as far back as 1 million years ago. Regular habitual use of fire for cooking becomes much clearer in the archaeological record after about 400,000 years ago. This wasn't a single dramatic invention. It was a slow accumulation of knowledge, how to keep embers alive, how to feed a flame, and eventually, how to capture fire from natural sources like lightning strikes and carry it forward as a tool. Before humans could make fire on demand, they had to become skilled at keeping it going. Anthropologists call this fire maintenance, and it likely came long before the ability to strike a spark from scratch. A lightning-caused wildfire could be a resource, not just a threat. Early humans would gather smoldering branches, nurse them back into flame, and tend that fire day and night, feeding it fuel so it never went out. This required cooperation and forward planning. Someone had to watch the fire while others slept, gathered food, or made tools. That single ongoing responsibility may have been one of the earliest examples of organized division of labor in human history. So why did cooking matter so much? The short answer is that fire is essentially outsourced digestion. Heat breaks down tough plant fibers, unlocks starches so they become far easier to absorb, and denatures proteins in meat, making them softer and quicker to digest. Cooking also destroys many of the toxins, parasites, and bacteria found in raw food. A cooked meal delivers significantly more usable calories than the same food eaten raw, even though the ingredients are identical. Researchers studying modern hunter-gatherers and running digestion experiments have confirmed this repeatedly. In practical terms, this meant early humans could extract more energy from the same amount of foraged or hunted food. A cooked meal delivers significantly more usable calories than the same food eaten raw, even though the ingredients are identical. Researchers studying modern hunter-gatherers that extra energy may have reshaped the human body itself. The primatologist Richard Wrangham proposed what's known as the cooking hypothesis, that regular access to cooked food allowed the human gut to shrink over generations, since less digestive effort was needed to break food down. Digestion is metabolically expensive, and a smaller gut freed up energy that could be redirected elsewhere in the body. One leading theory suggests some of that freed energy helped support the growth of a larger, more energy-hungry brain. Teeth and jaws also became smaller over time, since cooked food requires far less chewing than raw fibrous plants or tough raw meat. None of this happened overnight, but over hundreds of thousands of years, diet and anatomy evolved together. Fire changed more than biology, it changed daily life itself. A cooking fire became a fixed point that a group organized itself around, extending the useful day well past sunset. Evidence from hearths, ash deposits, and heat-cracked stones found clustered at cave sites shows that these were not random campfires. They were used repeatedly, in the same spots, over generations. Sitting around a shared fire to eat a cooked meal likely encouraged longer periods of face-to-face social contact, which many researchers link to the development of more complex communication and stronger group bonds. It's a pattern still visible today. Shared meals in almost every human culture remain a center of social life. Fire offered practical protection too. A burning hearth at the mouth of a cave or campsite helped deter large predators like cave lions and hyenas, who generally avoid open flame. This let early humans occupy cave shelters more safely and sleep with somewhat less fear of nighttime attacks. Warmth from fire also allowed groups to survive in colder climates and during harsher seasons than would otherwise have been possible, extending the range of territory early humans could inhabit. Archaeologists have found burnt animal bones and ash layers at numerous prehistoric sites, direct physical evidence that fire was a routine, integrated part of daily survival, colder climates and during harsher seasons than would otherwise predator. Taken together, the evidence points to fire as one of the most transformative tools our ancestors ever adopted, not because of a single dramatic moment, but because of what steady, repeated use made possible. Better nutrition, protection from predators and cold, and longer social evenings around a shared flame all compounded over vast stretches of time. It's worth remembering that this was a gradual, collective achievement, built by countless generations who learned to keep a flame alive one more night and then another. The next time you cook a meal, you're taking part in a habit that quite literally helped shape the human body and mind, hundreds of thousands of years in the making. Today, we know an eclipse is simply the moon or Earth briefly blocking the sun's light, no monster required. But it's worth remembering that this understanding is astonishingly recent in the grand span of human history. For nearly all of our species' existence, an eclipse was a genuine crisis of meaning, a moment when the sky itself seemed to break its promises. The fear it inspired helped drive some of humanity's earliest attempts at systematic observation of the natural world. In a strange way, our fear of the dark sky helped light the path toward science.